Hey everybody, I'm back. I just want to go over some rules because you all know that I don't like to repeat myself. And I'm sitting here in my lovely living room on the floor in front of my couch. And I've decided to make another video to talk to you guys about some reminders of the classroom and rules because we're starting the new year off right. So let's start by talking about the basic 3 rules of the classroom. The first rule is being respectful. So a few things to remind you about to be respectful is being the friend or the person you would want somebody to be to you. Okay, that includes working with your artwork. You shouldn't be drawing or painting on somebody else's artwork. Okay, you have your own to do. I give everybody in here their own supplies to create their projects. So please make sure you are keeping your own hands on your own artwork. Okay, that was a big problem so far this school year. So I don't want to see anybody touching anybody else's stuff. Okay? The next one is being responsible. And this means showing leadership in the classroom and showing yourself and your peers and even myself that you know how to take care of the supplies that I'm giving you and that you can follow simple directions. Because if we can't follow directions, you're not going to be happy with how your project turns out. Okay? So you need to make sure you're following those directions. And if you're not sure about or don't understand what I'm showing you, then you need to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Okay? And the last one is to be safe. Okay? Remembering to push in your chairs or just overall creating a safe environment for everybody. Do you think I want to trip over chairs? Do you think I want to see you standing on the chairs? No. No, I do not. So please make sure you push in your chairs when you get up. And if you don't want to sit, then stand. I'm fine with that. Just push in your chair and stand up by the table. I'm never requiring you guys to sit for that whole 45-minute period. If you feel like standing, then you stand. You do you. Okay, so next on my list, I have some things to remind you of and just a couple things that we need to definitely go over before we start class. So some questions. What do you do when you're done your projects? Okay, so in the beginning of the year I went over this and I created a early finisher station. And that's over by the door on the cabinet. In this station, there are different folders with different activities that you can choose from. Okay, this is something you do on your own, an independent station. Okay, so make sure that you know what to do with your project when you are finished. You don't need to be like, Miss Galligan, Miss Dugan, I'm done. I'm done. You don't need to do that. Make sure you listen to what I'm asking you to do in the beginning of class. Okay? If I'm saying, please put your project on the counter when you're done, then please put it on the counter when you're done. Don't leave it on your desk or put it somewhere else in the room where I'm not going to be able to find it and then go help yourself to something to do. Please make sure you listen to what I'm asking you to do with your projects before you start working on something else. Okay? The next thing is with the early finisher station, you all need to make sure you are choosing one thing to work on independently. Okay? Make sure you're choosing something that is challenging for you. Don't just pick the easy way out because then you're never going to get better at something that you are struggling in. Okay? Use this time, that extra time that you have in class, to choose something to challenge yourself. The next thing I want to talk to you about is lining up. Now, I think I went over some of this I think I went over this with some of my classes, but not all of them. So I want to go over the 3-2-1 lineup procedure. So in the lineup procedure, we have, there's 3 different types of lines, and I rate them on a scale of 1 to 3. And I'll hold that number up with my fingers, okay? So a 1 scale line is like the worst line you've ever seen, okay? Think about what a worst line you've ever seen even looks like and what it sounds like. It's pretty bad, okay? So the next thing I want to talk to you about is what a number 2 line looks like. So obviously 2 is better than 1. So I should see a line that's slightly better or a little bit better than that number 1 line. This time, we're going to talk about what a number 3 line looks like. Okay? So a 3 line is the best number on that scale. I should see the best line I've ever seen in my whole life. As a teacher, I should see the best line. So standing forward, eyes facing forward, hands to ourselves or at our sides or in front, completely up to you. And I should not hear talking. That includes whispering. Okay? I don't care who's talking to you. Give them a signal like it's not time to talk. Okay? They'll understand, or at least they should. And they'll be the ones getting in trouble, not you if you're talking. I want to see a number 3 line every time it's time to clean up and line up. Okay? That way we can show our teachers that we are ready for that hallway. Okay? The next thing I want to talk to you about is cleaning up. So before we line up, we have to clean up. Cleanup time is extremely important. Okay? I always have a class coming in after you. And if I don't, because of you may be 5th graders, I still need you to clean up the classroom before you leave. I cannot leave my room a mess for the next class coming in on the next day. I need your help. I cannot do it by myself. I need your help to clean up the mess. So when you hear me say it's time to clean up, I don't want to see anyone still working. I don't know why I still have that problem, but when I ask you to start cleaning up, that means I need you to start cleaning up. Not, okay, I'm just going to finish this little piece and I'll glue this right here and let me just cut this little piece out really quick. No. Clean up means clean up. Okay? I need you to clean up when I ask you so that the other class waiting to come in has that time that they need from me. They have time to then come in and get their full class period. If they're waiting out in the hallway for you guys to finish cleaning up, that's not fair. And you wouldn't like it if you were losing your time too. So please make sure you are cleaning up when I ask you to clean up. Okay? Now, cleaning up, there's a couple things new. On your table buckets, there is now a picture to show you how I want those buckets to look at the end of class. Okay? So use that picture guide to follow along to see what exactly needs to go where. Okay? Some of you have a hard time remembering where the pencils go. I'm not really sure why, but pencils don't go in those center table buckets. The pencils go in the yellow bucket on the blue table. Okay? So please pay attention to what you see in the picture, where you see it, and make sure when it's time to clean up that you put them exactly how it's shown in the picture. So if a marker is flipped down, but in the picture it's flipped up, make sure you follow the picture. It's going to help you out so much when it's time to clean up. You'll know exactly what it needs to look like. Okay? Okay. The next, and I think, yes, the final thing that I want to talk to you about is asking for help. Okay? This rest of the school year, what I would like to put into practice is how we are asking for help. So always go over directions before in the beginning of class. So before we get started, I always go over directions and my expectations from you for that class day. So please make sure you are paying attention with that. Now, if you're not sure, or maybe you forget, because that happens, I forget sometimes. If you forget what to do, or maybe you're confused about what my directions were, or you're not really sure how to do it, what I want you to do is ask three people in the room before you come to me, okay? Now, let's say, for example, the first person you go to isn't sure. They don't know either. Maybe they weren't paying attention either. So that means you need to go to the next person. So with the next person, you ask them, "Hey, do you know what to do? I wasn't really listening, or I wasn't here last time. Can you tell me what I need to do?" And if they give you a confident answer, like they sound really confident in what they're saying to you, then you don't need to go to another person. You can just you can use that answer that person gave you and use it. And then go back to your seat and get working. However, if they don't sound confident, meaning, I think it's this, I think you need to do this, that doesn't sound confident, okay? It doesn't sound like they are sure about what the answer is. So then you need to choose somebody else and go to that third person and ask them that question. And if they help you, great. Go back to your seat and finish that project. If they don't, and that's your third person, then what you can do is raise your hand and I will come over to help you. Okay? So make sure you ask at least three people before you raise your hand to ask me for help. Okay? That way I can spend more time going around the room helping those people who really do need that help. Even the people who don't ever ask for help, I can go over and help them out. Okay? The last thing I want to talk to you about is raising your hand. Okay? I want you all to picture me as your waitress. Okay? Your waitress, pretending we're in a restaurant. When you're in a restaurant, you have a waiter or waitress. They come take your order. They bring you your water, your drinks. They bring you your food. And then they give you your check to pay. If you ever are in a restaurant and you are walking around the room following your waiter or waitress around, you're in the wrong restaurant. Okay? You should not be following me around the room. Okay? I'm not your mama goose. Okay? Please raise your hand to get my attention. You don't even need to say my name. You can just simply raise your hand to make sure that I see you. So please stay in your seats and raise your hand. Think of me as your waitress, okay? And the best tip you can give me is following these directions. If you can do that for me, I will be forever grateful. So, I think that's all I have for right now. I would like to give you all some time now to ask questions if you have them. But if not, we can get started on a list of new projects that I have listed down here for you all. So, again, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.